Good evening, I'm Mark Bell-Booth. Firstly, the contest. We're in a theatre, and as Charles reminds me, the contest isn't over till the fat lady sings. So regardless of the polls, I remain very optimistic. But this is not for me a popularity contest. I have a message, and I will remain true to my message. Why am I standing for council? There are two reasons. Firstly, because I believe that the 10-year plan the council has adopted last year is dangerous and foolhardy for the simple reason that we are in a recession. The second reason is because I believe council requires leadership with the skills necessary to steer what is a very large ship in these times. There are copies of my notes over there which you may wish to take away. Firstly, it is not business as usual. We are in a recession, and as anyone in business knows, the first thing that gets hit in a recession is your revenue line. Now, my concern in looking at the long-term plan of this council is that they have assumed that their revenue increases every year in the next 10 years. That is a worry. Within the first year of that 10-year plan, they had to modify their plan because their revenue did not reach target. Now, as anyone in business will tell you, when your revenue stops reaching target, the first thing you've got to do is go to your costs. The second reason I have concern is a recession wipes out asset value. We have a deflationary bubble that went one way through the economy and is now starting to go the other way, backwards through the economy. And what is really significant for councils, not just ours, all councils, is that that deflationary bubble affects land, which is the basis of council taxing and is the basis by which much council revenue is gathered, i.e. development contributions. Which brings me to my third concern, which is developers have basically lost their financiers. Risk capital has disappeared, and what that's going to do is affect councils' development contributions. So I'm concerned about their projections on revenue. I'm concerned about their estimations that asset values are going to increase and that their own values of their own assets are going to increase. And I'm concerned, thirdly, that they are taking a position that developers are still here. And that's affecting thinking like, for example, we need to expand out this way and move our boundaries that way. This is a time for very, very prudent business management at council. This is not a time to use words like, I'm going to promote economic growth. Do you know what? I wouldn't even open my mouth as a businessman. I know how hard it is to keep one $40,000 job going. To open your mouth and say, I can promote economic growth, I believe is foolhardy in this economy. The assumptions that I challenge are the first assumption I challenge about this plan is that ratepayers can pay 5% more per year, or more than 5% over the next 5 years, per annum, increasing. I don't believe there is the capacity in this economy to see ratepayers face increases of above 5% in their rates each year. They simply haven't got the money. The second problem they're going to have is that there is an estimation based on a variable contribution which is based on land value. And that's going to also, not only our council, but all other councils, is going to create problems when people come along and say, you're estimating my land value here is 240,000 when the market value is 160,000. And so there's going to be a lot of debate, and there's going to be no way councils can move their revenue estimations up. So recession says revenue goes down, and there are very strong arguments why these other factors are going to peel council's revenue back. Now, why is that dangerous? It's dangerous because the council, by its own prudent borrowing limits, is going to exceed its guidelines for borrowing in 2014, 2015 and 2016. It has a capital borrowing or a capital development program in this 10-year plan of $243 million, of which it intends to borrow $118 million. By 2015, 20 cents of every ratepayer dollar will be servicing debt interest. I've decided that I will be remembered as the mayor who did the square but I will not be remembered as the mayor who created the debt. And I will be remembered as the mayor who in 2010 said very clearly, or the former mayor who said very clearly, we're in trouble, we're on the edge of trouble here, folks. If we don't have a very, very clear call back into council, we have got problems. So why am I standing? I'm standing because of clear understanding of business. I'm solution focused, I'm community and council focused, and I'm determined to see Palmerston North come through this recession in the best shape possible. Thank you.